Hello and welcome to Solitude on a busy night of action in the Irish Premiership. 5 matches taking place this evening. Our feature game is here in North Belfast as Cliftonville face Larne. Jim Magilton's side looking for their first victory of the season. Larne once again looking for a new manager after the departure of Nathan Rooney. Gary, what have the last 24 hours been like?
Hell of a question. Probably a bit of shock, if truth be told. Now, there's my initial reaction whenever I got the call to say what would happen. Yeah, I think that was the initial reaction of everybody at the club and out there, to be honest.
Over the last 13 months, there have been so many changes within Larne Football Club. You've been one of the constants. How important is it to now bring stability to the club?
Yeah, I think that's really important, and that's what I hopefully can bring in out there for the time being, is to get around the boys and support the boys. We've got a fantastic set of players at the club. The infrastructure is absolutely first class at Larne. You know, it has been a turbulent 13 months since Tiernan obviously left. You know, but we're looking to move into calmer waters now, like so to speak, and hopefully I can help bring that there in the coming weeks.
You have been an interim manager, then a semi-permanent manager, if you like, for 3/4 of the season. You're back as interim boss. Any idea how long you're going to be in that position for?
Oh no, listen, when the call came and I was asked was I prepared to step in, and the answer will always be yes. You know, I do what I can to support the club in any way, shape or form, and what will happen over the next few weeks now there, that'll unfold. So it's obviously it's a big job and that within the Irish League. It's a really attractive proposition for somebody out there. Like, I mean, if that's what the club want to do, but while I'm here now, there's my job is to prepare the team and get them organised and hopefully get results on the football pitch.
How challenging is that role, just one game in the domestic campaign, when you look at the players you don't have available?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but that's part and parcel, isn't it? You know, you can't really talk about the people you don't have because they can't really affect the outcome of the upcoming match. So we talk about the players that we do, and I'm excited about the team that we have out on the pitch tonight. I'm excited to see how they played. We've conducted ourselves fantastically in Europe, you know, losing 1 game out of 6 in European campaign against the quality of opposition we had. It shows you the quality that we have within the group. I'm not going to lie, I would love to have a few of them boys back, but they're over the next couple of weeks now there, we will get one sort of drip feed them back into the group, and we'll welcome them back with open arms.
Tell us about your team selection tonight.
Yeah, we've gone again. We obviously the preparation has been done prior to the game. We played there on Thursday night. It was a really tough game away at Santa Clara. Absolutely first class performance from the boys, but a few enforced changes. Aaron Donnelly, who's a big miss now there, will go out of the team and out there, but it presents a new opportunity for somebody else to come in. We got young James Simpson that'll effectively get his first team start debut, I feel, tonight, who it does in the league, and he very much deserves it. He's an exciting young player that I think has a really bright future at the football club. You know, we've got options across that front line, like, you mean, so again, we're excited about how they're going to play. Getting Matty Lusty back was absolutely key because he's such an exciting talent. He's a really, I think the kid's special. I won't lie, like, I think he's absolutely first class, and I'm really excited to see him hopefully go on a run of fitness and stay sort of fit so the rest of the season.
Jim, before we talk about the game itself, huge injury blow.
Yeah, unfortunately Reece Campbell's going to miss the remainder of the season. He's ruptured his ACL, so thoughts are with him, and hopefully he makes a speedy recovery.
What about Luke Conlon? Another concern?
Yeah, he's gone for a scan today and we'll await results.
It's been a difficult start to the campaign. You've obviously had a very difficult match at the weekend, and you talked afterwards about the fans and the need for them.
Yeah.
At this early stage of the season, how difficult is it having the quick turnaround when players are still betting into the club?
Yeah, it's the same for all clubs, and it is the start of the season. You know, it hasn't really changed that much, so we're used to it. But listen, the fans at this football club play such an important part, and you know, I said that after Saturday because of the impact they had on Saturday. We had to dig in against a top quality side. We did that. We showed real courage second half. We are unfortunate not to, to score a goal second half because we were braver with the ball. We created better chances second half, and on another day you come away with a win. So Larne at home is always a difficult game given, the quality they have on their team, and yeah, so it's a Tuesday night on the lights, and we're really looking forward to the game.
I think it was one of your former Northern Ireland teammates, Ian Dow, who first used the phrase bounce back ability. Is it something you're wary of when a new manager, even in Gary Haverman's situation, comes into a club after the surprise of 24 hours ago?
Yeah, of course there is. There is, you know, there is that obvious reaction from players, and but we can only control our dressing room. We can only control what we do. You know, we've made changes to freshen the team up because of the amount of effort the lads put in on Saturday, and we're ready to go again. That's the good thing about us. You know, we were disappointed with last Sunday. It feels like ages ago, but we were disappointed, and we got a reaction, and we need another reaction tonight, and I expect nothing but that.
Tell us about your changes.
Yeah, I just felt that, you know, because of the effort, as I say, in the day and whatever else, Sean Leppard comes in, replaces Johnny Addis, who's been outstanding for us. We made a change in midfield. Bio comes in again for Harry. And then I've decided to go with Joe and Connor Falls up front. And I'm expecting big things from the both of them.
Players out on the pitch here in North Belfast. Sizable crowd as well for this Tuesday fixture. Cliftonville haven't beaten Larne at Solitude in 2.5 years. Let's look at the two starting lineups. Cliftonville rocked by the news that Rhys Campbell's out for the season. Leppard replaces Addis at the back. Lavery, who's on loan from Sunderland, starts again. Fall makes his first start for the club alongside Gormley. Donnelly, O'Neill and McKendry are all still suspended from their bans at the end of the last campaign. 18-year-old Simpson makes his first league start for the club. Gallagher and Cosgrove, of course, former Cliftonville players. Ben McMaster, the referee in charge of this one. Andy Waterworth alongside me on co-commentary. It's never dull in the Irish League. Obviously, Nathan Rooney's departure in the last 24 hours in advance of this game. How will that Larne dressing room be feeling right now going into this encounter?
At a risk of probably stating the obvious, Thomas, it's not ideal preparation. I think, probably for context, you're a player, match day -1, you're prepping, your manager's done the shape, structure, final instructions, and then you lose your manager. So naturally there'll be a little bit of doubt. You know, are we still going with the plan? Because it'd be very hard for Gary Havern to get, you know, all the instruction or new instruction on. So he's probably just went with the match day -1 preparation of the manager. He's no longer here. Has went with. So already it's not ideal. A little bit of doubt with Larne, but experienced group of players there, and the show must go on.
Well, it's picked up by Gormley, and this could be a nightmare start for Larne. Cliftonville on the attack, and it's saved at his near post by Rowan Ferguson. It was Randall who was dispossessed in the middle.
Yeah, you've seen signs straight away. Cliftonville have went for Gormley. Connor Falls up top. Two centre forwards. Attacking intent from Jim Gilton, and you can see straight away how they've linked.
In the opening 15 seconds of this game, Cliftonville now with a corner kick. Heel lifts it in towards Leppard. It's gathered by Ferguson, and now Larne can try and settle. O'Connor picks it up, has Simpson outside him, tries to shift it towards Lusty instead. Here is Simpson, very highly regarded within the Larne setup. Mentions some of the players who are suspended. I think it's 9 senior players out for Larne for a host of reasons. The likes of Bulger and Ryan obviously out through injury. Sloan as well, another one to add to that list. Leroy Miller edging towards a return as it skids off the boot of Chris Gallagher. And in that chaotic start, the one thing which has been a constant at Larne has been Gary Havern. Having someone like that to take the reins, whether it's just for this game or a couple of matches or even longer term. He led them to second in the league last season. How important is that in a situation like this?
Yeah, very important. Gary knows the club inside out. He's a Larne lad. He's been there with the good times under Tiernan Lynch, and you can see straight away, like, he understands the youth setup. Before he became involved in the senior setup, he's involved in Larne's youth, and you can see like Matty Lusty, James Simpson in the team tonight. Was that a Gary Haverton choice? But he'll know the club, he'll know how the fans are feeling, he'll know what the situation is with the players. So I'm sure that the powers that be who made the decisions at Larne are very comfortable that Gary can keep it stable and see them through until they make a decision who the next manager will be.
Simpson plays it in towards that near post area. Picked up by Randall. Had that mistake in the opening few seconds of the game. Gallagher battling with Heel. Simpson's ball in as looking towards the player at the far post. Bent, who has a little coming together with Micheál Glim, but it's taken by Morrison and goals. Got the nod ahead of Ridd at the weekend for that Coleraine draw, and is stayed in the position for this evening. So much chopping and changing in the early part of the season. Cliftonville maybe haven't found that degree of consistency in their lineup yet when they take into account that with Addis's absence, nobody has played every single minute of the 4 games they've played so far this campaign between Europe and the league. Here's Casey. Levering. Not expected of him. Shifts it out towards Casey. Brilliant ball in. Gormley made contact at the back post. Heel was also attacking the ball. Gormley's furious. He felt he was fouled in there.
To be fair, both teams have been lively.
At first glance, do you see anything in it? Gormley was appealing straight away.
No. 2 great balls, by the way. Firstly by James Simpson for Larne, getting across Legs left foot, and Lavery there right side. Good start, both teams. Look sharp.
Ferguson already called into action in the early stages. When there's a break and play, we'll hopefully have a look at it, but it's a match right now that you can't really take your eyes off. All action opening. There's Gormley as we look back at that chance, or we hopefully get an opportunity to look back at that chance in a moment. Play continuing with Cliftonville having the throw in deep inside the Larne half. Casey. Corner kick, Cliftonville. This is that chance a moment ago. Lavery involved.
Doesn't look too much in it. I mean, Cosgrove was caught out. He'd like to be maybe inside that back post. But from up here and from the second camera view, and it just doesn't look enough in it, Thomas.
Glenn's ball in. Fapatu. Casey hooked over the top from the centre half. Cliftonville piling on the pressure early on. Shifted quickly to Lustig.
That's great play.
Had a really frustrating season last year after that brilliant performance in Europe.
He's a good player, Matty Lusty. Worked with him before in the youth international squads. I've seen him quite a lot in the Irish League. He's dangerous, he's honest, and I like to see him in a front two.
Consistently name-checked by Larne managers in the past, Lustig. Had a period on loan at the Gallen Swifts as well before last season, as Casey takes a bit of a chance but still holds on the ball. Pepper to Gormley. Cross comes Nolan in a battle of the number 19s.
Been a fast start. Hard to even digest any type of shape structure because both teams have went back to front so quick.
Fapatu gathered by Rowan Ferguson.
There's no doubt the fact that Jim and Gilton's changed the front two this evening sort of shows that his plans, his intent to get it forward early. Looks like Connor Falls is just playing on top of that midfield box, but then supporting Gormley.
Here is Falls, player you were just mentioning. Northern Ireland Youth International, released by Huddersfield Town in the summer before his switch to Solitude. First real chance for either side to get the ball down and play a few passes.
Yeah, Cliftonville with the back three, Pepper and Papatou's two holding midfielders. Hale falls in front of them with Gormley.
Hale's going to come across to take the resulting free kick. There's it. Casey, such a threat from scenarios like this. Twice denied by the woodwork in Cliftonville's opening game of the season against Bangor in the first half. So unfortunate not to find the back of the net.
It's a good defensive line, Larne. Nice and narrow, no gaps.
Left foot of Glynn, right foot of Hale. Everybody back for the visitors. Casey the target. Ricochets off his head and Pepper can't manage to keep it in play. Just a recap of the other games taking place this evening. Bangor welcoming Crusaders, Cliftonville against Larne here in Solitude, Coleraine, Dungannon Swifts, Glentoran, Glenavon and Portadown against Ballymena United. Cliftonville finished 7 last season. Larne second in the table.
It's a beautiful flighted ball from Rowan Ferguson. He seems to favour this left side.
O'Connor through the middle. Lavery backtracking and gathered by Morrison. O'Connor, a real physical presence through the middle, made the switch from Horton to Wolf Welders in January. Made an impact at Inver Park after that.
That was good build up from Larne. They have options, they can go direct. They can play through, and they've showed a couple of early examples of how confident they are in building from the back.
And this man's key, Mark Randall.
He's a beautiful footballer, isn't he? It's a joy to watch.
Always looking to find that killer ball. Back now with Nolan. Cosgrove. Won a couple of league titles here at Cliftonville under Tommy Breslin back in 2013 and 2014. Larne's longest serving player at this stage. That flick doesn't quite come off for Simpson.
No, it's maybe as he grows older in the game, you realise there that has to stick. Can't play flicks at that stage there because Larne have built well there. Their two centre midfielders have played narrow, they've went wide. And if, you know, young James just makes that stick, gives them a chance in the final third.
Lavery gives it away, and it's a challenge from Elon O'Connor. Larne starting to settle a little bit in this game after that frantic start where they were almost behind in the opening 30 seconds. Randall having more of an influence. Bent, haven't really spoken about him too much so far. Started every game of the season at Gibraltar International, brought in by Nathan Rooney. Probably the highest profile of the acquisitions over the summer for Larne. Heel. All the way back to Morrison. Second appearance for the club after that start against Coleraine.
Yeah, it's good defending by Nolan. You know, he tracks Gormley's run. You know, good body shape, reads the cues where the pass is coming from and just gets in Gormley's line. So good at that, Ferguson. As a goalkeeper, and his distribution is excellent.
And it's an area of game he's really worked on as Simpson makes a good run on this near side. Cross comes Lavery.
No, it's not a free kick. That's good play by Larne. It's been a good start. They look fresh, they look sharp.
Mentions the first league start for Simpson. He certainly has looked very comfortable on that left-hand side.
James Simpson's a good player, another player I've worked with. He's very good on the ball, he's composed. Let me see that. I didn't know it's not a free kick. That's a great experience. Not a free kick, and James Simpson is rightly frustrated there.
19-year-old Avery, 18-year-old Simpson.
James Simpson's technically really, really good. The only question what probably needs to work on is defending.
Throw-in goes against him this time.
But you even look at him, he's a great profile as a player. Left-footed, great delivery. And Gary Havern certainly seems, believes he might start tonight. And it's good to see. Good to see all our young players get first-team opportunities.
Glynn charges forward. Play broken up though. Falls nicely for Lustig. O'Neill Connor up ahead of him. So instead he goes back to Cosgrove. Ridley. Joined in a one-year deal during the summer. Former Darlington player. Started the last 3 games now at the heart of that Larne defence.
That's better from Lavery. My fear when I see a back 3/back 5 is they get pinned back into like a deep straight line, but the last couple of times Lavery's got out, allow a bit more pressure on the ball for Cliftonville.
Lavery was involved with the Sunderland senior side for 2 of their pre-season matches. Against Seville and Sporting Lisbon, also on the bench on 3 occasions in the Championship last season. Jim Magilton furious with...
He's just echoed what I said there.
Kick.
He's complaining at his side a little bit deep, which has allowed Larne to really get a foothold and just need to have pressure on the ball. Can't get into a back 5.
Cosgrove wins the throw-in. .32 now to Moss Cosgrove. Scored here at Solitude last September against Cliftonville. In that victory, it was the night when St Johnstone were linked with Tiernan Lynch. He obviously went on to manage Derry City after that, but in the build up to that game, it was all about whether Tiernan Lynch would stay or go. Gary Havern was doing pre-match interviews on that occasion, and he's back in the same role this time round. Larne have upped the tempo. Jim Magilton demanding more from his players. Leopard gives it away to Lustig. Still Lustig, support inside from Simpson on his right foot, and the goalkeeper washed it all the way. I don't think he was aware that the final touch had come off a Cliftonville player.
That's good play again. Gallagher and Cosgrove both switched. Cosgrove come inside, Gallagher went on the right back, a little bit of rotation. Nice play from Lustig.
Is there a deflection here?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Cliftonville players not happy with the decision, but now they've got some defending to do from the resulting corner kick. Randall, plenty of height in the middle. Cosgrove was looking to get on the end of it. He was taken out by his own man, Ridley, I think. He's going to receive medical attention. Another look at the delivery from Mark Randall.
It's good defending. Stuck in task. It's a dangerous ball. Come from just a little bit of courage there.
Cosgrove's going to be okay to continue. The Larne skipper for what is going to be a Larne throw-in. I think the final touch was off Leopard, the former Institute defender who had a tough time himself through injury in his first season at Solitude. Lost it. It's really bright in the early stages. Surrounded by two Cliftonville players in the middle, and Leopard gets it clear. There was contact after he led it forward with Bent. Referee, I think, is going to have a word with Dan Bent. Leopard's back on his feet, and don't know if it was going to be a card here. Just a talking to as we look back at the incident.
It doesn't look too much in it.
Confirmation today that the big Europa Conference League game between Shelbourne and Linfield, the first leg on Thursday night, will be televised live in the BBC iPlayer. Huge prize and offer for those two sides. I think it's in excess of £2.8 million if you can get to the group stages. Larne managed it last season. Shelbourne and Linfield looking to do it for the first time in their own histories.
Yeah, it's a free kick.
Casey brought down right in front of the two benches.
Yeah, he's just body checked him, Randall. He's got across him. Knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, Heel and Graham then get involved. Plenty of other players surround the two midfielders. There's going to be a card here.
And you've got to be careful here. You can't afford to put your team in a position to play with a man less for such a long period of time.
The referee's going to have a word with both Graham and Hale. I suspect they're both going to go into the referee's notebook. Conversation is still ongoing. Yellow for both of them. Not sure what actually prompted that initial exchange.
I think it's the fact that Graham kicks the ball away.
Referee signals to Graham, and then there's what happens afterwards.
Yeah, Graham's kicked the ball away, and from there it's just been a little bit of argy-bargy, but I mean, the initial situation was free kick Cliftonville.
Larne player takes a tumble, and set piece comes to nothing.
Jared Little and Jim Tilton on the touchline here, rightly so frustrated because it's just feels cheap from Cliftonville's point of view.
Confirmation of the yellows. There's a little bit of bite to this game.
Yeah, it's just turned into that little bit of needle. Just hope it doesn't disrupt too much the flow of the game, because we started off well, end to end, and then there's, you know, argy-bargy and too much needle. Referee decisions breaks up the game, and it's not the best of spectacles.
Minutes playing. Probably the best chance of the game falling to Cliftonville in the opening 15 seconds, taken on by Pepper. 2 goals on Clanley Road, 1 apiece for Bangor and Crusaders. Ben Cushney with a goal for Bangor.
Yeah, just needless again. You can see Jim Tilton's furious. Whether he's furious at the decision against him, or maybe Connor Pepper for, you know, not standing up, giving away a cheap free kick. As Cliftonville of the last 5 minutes have been in the good periods, good possessions in the pitch, and have given away cheap fouls.
Ben Cushney scored after just 3 minutes for Bangor. Crusaders then equalised soon after. Bangor went on to miss a penalty as well, so no shortage of action.
Yeah, I was at the Oval on Saturday to watch Glentour and Bangor, and both teams impressed me. You know, Bangor were very structured, organised, and you can see where a goal threat can come from.
Fraser Bryden with the goal for Crusaders. Before that, missed Ben Arthur's penalty. Scoreless in all of the other games taking place this evening. Lovely
nice
touch into the path of Simpson.
Beautiful.
Spotted the run on the outside of O'Connor, and it's well defended by Keeney.
Yeah, beautiful combination play from the front three.
Gary Haven just acknowledging that in the technical area beneath us.
because the original ball into O'Connor was a straight ball from the centre half, which is, as the centre forward, it's hard to deal with. But he's dealt with it well, a little bit of innovation. Nice and bright, I love that. And a nice forward pass from James Simpson, that's good play.
O'Connor gets round his man in the near post, and I think it was it, did Casey get a touch? Lusty was bearing down on goal, but well, Lusty certainly felt that it was the defender who got there. Let's have another look at it. O'Connor, far too easy to get round Micheál Glendon. Apologies for any language picked up by our microphones.
O'Connor's looked really sharp since he signed for Larne. I didn't see much of him before, previously, but since I've seen him in a Larne jersey, he's been sharp, and tonight is certainly typified what my opinion of him is.
Scored over 30 goals in just over 60 games for Hartland and Wolf Welders under Paul Key. Arrived at Emperor Park alongside Josh Key, who then went on to spend the second half of last season at the Welders on loan. Here's Randall. Graham wants it outside him. Lavery comes across. Graham skips past him.
Lavery just rushed in there. He was just going at too much of a pace for my liking inside the box. Gotta slow yourself down, bend your knees, get down nice and low and defend that. You cannot rush out. No margin for error.
Graham. Simpson. Graham's a real live wire on this left-hand side. Arguably the standout player so far in this campaign for Larne. And unlike a Larne side, the field is scoring 5 of their last 7 games this season. A lot of tough encounters on the road. Obviously made that long trip back against Santa Clara after that 0-0 second leg in the Europa Conference League after losing 3-0 at the Ballymena Showgrounds. Cosgrove.
It's good defend from Casey. Yeah, that needle just rears ahead again.
Yeah, Casey and O'Connor this time. The referee, you can see clearly from that camera angle, telling the players to calm down. He's already shown 2 yellow cards.
It's good play again from Larne, building through the pitch. They seem comfortable. It's good defend from Casey, gets his body in the way, and don't think there's any need for the afters.
Pressure from Simpson, throwing for Larne, who had the best away record in the league last season as they captured that second spot.
For me here, I just,
goalkeeper spilt it and then somehow managed to get it away to Rory Hill under real pressure, but it wasn't that convincing from Arsenal.
I think to be sort of slightly critical of Cliftonville's front two, out of possession. They need to get on top of Larne's midfield. Let the ball go back to Larne's centre half, but stay more connected to your team. Too many times you're letting the ball go into Randall, into Gallagher, you're causing problems. You've got to lock onto them and let the ball come back through the centre halves.
Randall. Bent's made a forward run. That's the most advanced position we've seen him in so far. And Simpson finds Graham.
Yeah, Gormley's, he's heard me. Gormley's now locked on to Randall and has had to go back through the centre half of Larne.
I think the Cliftonville management team might have been a little bit more vocal making that point than Joe Gormley picking up your comedy, Mike. They're wanting all the players to up a tempo-wise a little bit. After that bright start, Larne have looked a better side, although they haven't hugely travelled. Morrison, who isn't moving that
chance
in that relaxed a manner as Falls tries to reverse the pass inside. Morrison seems to be feeling his side. I'm not sure when he came out for that ball that he initially spilled if he's hurt himself in the process. Keep an eye on that one. Left to clear by Ferguson. Well won there by Keeney, and it's at the feet of Graham. Ridley. Lusty wins it in the air despite giving away the height advantage to Keeney. Good pressing from Larne to force Lavery backwards to the case.
Yeah, Ben knows he needs to be a little bit take care of the ball. I mean, he's been a great run, but there was a couple of times now where he's just been a little bit careless in possession of the ball for Larne and giving the ball away.
Randall. Shifted across to Cosgrove on the far side. Graham's in so much room in this near side right now. Ferguson, no. Just waits to pick his pass and he finds Simpson. Second ball picked up by Bent. Lusty wants it up ahead. Bent's momentum taking him forward, but he's also won a free kick in the process. Referee,
he's been good
momentarily
at that.
playing advantage.
With the ball, without the ball, Bent's making great forward runs, and if there's forward runs, it creates space. The play for Larne is, James Simpson. He just steps inside the pitch, and Rowan Ferguson picked him out a few times. If he's time, he takes a touch. If he doesn't, he just literally helps the ball on, and Bent makes that run, and it's been so effective. I think Larne have looked good. I think they have. We're probably a little bit, wouldn't say critical, but we were cautious that they came into this game a little bit unprepared, but they've looked sharp.
Good ball in again by Simpson. Certainly hasn't looked overawed his fall. His challenge, that's going to be another yellow, and this time it's for Chris Gallagher, former Cliftonville player. Alongside Ferguson, played a huge amount of matches last year. Almost 60 games for that pair. Falls having to come deep to get onto the ball. No real complaints from Gallagher. Pepper. Pressure on Leopard once more, and Keeney gets it away, but it's one-way traffic at the moment. Cliftonville can't make the ball stick.
Larne do well when they haven't got the ball from Cliftonville's goal kicks. They win the 4-4-2 and get pressure higher up the pitch, and it just seems to be working. And Cliftonville, a couple of times it went straight and long to their centre forwards, and as you rightly said, they haven't made it stick. And I think that's what Jim Magilton is frustrated about at this minute in time.
How much responsibility is there on Pepper and Fapatu sitting in front of those defenders? Because right now it's probably Lusty and Bent who have the upper hand.
Yeah, look, in my opinion there, you just close the gaps. You can't do the centre half's job for them. There's 3 centre halves. You want centre halves to, like, if they're not working, they're not defending, then there's something wrong. And the easy thing can do is you can get deeper and deeper in the pitch, but that doesn't help you, because that flattens you off and then teams can go around you. So I think they just have to be conscious to close gaps in front of them and close gaps behind them. And Jim's asking, he can hear him now, I'm sure the cameras have picked him up, he's asking his back 3 to get higher to allow his team to put more pressure on the ball.
Glance back to Morrison from Leopard. Glenn looks forward for the run of falls. Easily dealt with by Ridley. Bent flicks it on and it's tied up by O'Connor. Another throw in for Larne on the far side. Over half an hour played here at Solitude.
Look, Bent's been really, really effective. Really effective. He's I don't know if the viewers at home are picking up, all of his runs, but his runs are creating problems for Cliftonville.
Free kick given away by Bent over that far side. Goals going in the other games. Fraser Bryden has a second for Crusaders in that all-action match at Clandyboy Road. Declan McManus has given Coleraine a 1-0 advantage over Dungannon Swifts in One of your former teammates has scored at the Oval. 1-0 Glentoran. Jordan Stewart with the opener against Larne.
He was really impressive on Saturday. Jordan actually gave him a little message afterwards because I really appreciated his performance. He was good on the ball and he worked really, really hard.
Back to Graham. Still plenty of time in those matches, all of them 7:45 kickoffs. Here's Bent. Simpson wants it inside. Bent doesn't use them though. Fapatu. Here's Glenn. Waited to pick out the run and falls on the turn.
Good touch. Good touch and swivel. Credit also to Larne defensively. They were tight, no gaps. They stayed compact as a unit. But that was bright from Connor Falls. Nice little touch. Got his shot off.
And it does take a little bit of time to bet in to the Irish League when you come back from England.
Yeah.
We've seen it on plenty of occasions before.
It's a tough league, and look, the league will suit Connor Falls because he's athletic, he's industrious, he's an eye for a goal, and he's really, really honest. He's a good lad, so I mean, he'll find his feet. He's under, two good coaches, under Jim and Jared, and they know what he can do. So it will take time, but I've no doubt he'll do well here.
Here he is on the ball. Back with Sean Leppard. Apologies for language picked up on our microphones as it's lifted forward towards Gormley. Heel falls heavily. Play continues though. Cliftonville have it with Lavery. Keeney advances over the halfway line. Ben finds Simpson. Bento can't do anything. The little clip pass towards him. Here's Leppard. Glenn. Again looking for Falls. He seems to be the preferred outlet ball.
He certainly loads of mobility. He likes to run the channels. And I think, Nolan and Ridley have certainly read that early doors and have done well to track his runs. But Cliftonville just struggling to get a little bit of momentum. And they're finding it hard to play through the third to get really a grip on the game. And you must give credit to Larne. They're making it difficult for them.
And those couple of early chances, one in the first 15 to 20 seconds when Falls was denied by Ferguson. That has given us a throw in just beneath us. Cliftonville didn't feel the whole ball had crossed the line, but Gary Haverin, 31st game in charge. He's won 12 of them, probably the most notable that historic victory over Ghent in the group stages of the Europa Conference League. After the confusion when Nathan Rooney was initially appointed, he stepped into the role for the rest of the campaign.
There you are. Rowan Ferguson gives the ball away. Don't say that too often.
Fapatu hasn't had as much of an influence in the game as during his performance at Clondyboy Road on the opening day of the season. Struck the crossbar with a brilliant effort in the second half.
It's better from Cliftonville.
Laid off to Glenn. Gormley's continued his run outside. It's a run we've seen on countless occasions. Fall. Again, stopped by Ferguson.
It's good play. Fapatu into Pepper. Pepper plays forward. The Cliftonville look like a team again. good forward play again from Gormley and Falls. They link up.
Unselfish from Gormley as well to shift it inside to a strike partner. All about the build-up play, though. Glynn and Gormley both involved.
Yeah, I think that's what we've come to know about Cliftonville. When they do, they're a team who play. They've always been a team who play, and that's the first sort of phase of play, consecutive passes that they've had there, and they get a chance from it.
Jim Magilton will certainly be looking for more of that from his players. Morris. Heel was intended target. Cosgrove wins it in the air. Pepper uses his body well. Wins a free kick in the process.
Well, that time that Jim's paying off for Conor Pepper. Great glutes.
Referee twice signaling the ball was moving. He wants it brought back to its original spot. Here's Keeney. Casey, that trio of Addis, Keeney and Casey broken up for the first time this season. Pretty much been the preferred trio since the January transfer window when Keeney came into the club. Heel to Glynn. Lost his back defender. Cliftonville have just managed to curb Larne in the last 10 minutes. It's a risky back pass though, and O'Connor's in. Still O'Connor, closed down by Morrison. Good goalkeeping after possession was gifted.
Good save. Good
to the
save.
visitors.
Look, call it favouring strikers, but I thought O'Connor looked sharp there. You know, he's waiting for a mistake. Eternal optimist.
It's a chance that Leopard probably didn't need to take.
No, but look, Connor's done ever so well there, and he just looks sharp. And credit to the goalkeeper. It's a big save.
Time ticking down towards half-time. Scoreless here at Solitude. Both teams have had opportunities. Graham's ball in is towards Bent this time. It's one in the air convincingly by Leopard. Fapatu. He's stopped in his tracks by Ridley. And Nolan deals with the first ball. Cross comes Gormley. Cliftonville throw it.
Yeah, we're starting to see Fapatu come into the game. Spoke to Jared Little earlier in the week, and he spoke so highly of Fapatu. You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing him tonight, and he's now starting to come into the game. He looks neat and tidy.
Came through the Arsenal Academy before spell at Derby County.
Picks up great possessions. Cliftonville just need to find him.
He's demanding the ball right now. He seems to have pushed up the pitch a little bit in the last couple of minutes. Falls tries to close down Ferguson. Bent. Can't link up with Simpson. Bent felt he was fouled. Referee shook his head. He was right beside the incident.
Cormier Falls just need to get on that side of the pitch.
Leopard. Just his 17th appearance for the club after that injury last November. Fapatu picks it up as Randall slowly makes his way to his feet. Advantage played as Fapatu then fouls Bent. Simpson waits for support. Here's Graham. Simpson wants it just on the edge of the area. Lovely little flick again from the teenager. Inside the Lusty. What a goal!
That is beautiful.
Actually, it's O'Connor with a strike. It was a similar position that Lusty's taken off.
Beautiful.
Taken up on countless occasions, but this time it was O'Connor drifting across to the near side. The flick was top class from Simpson. The finish from O'Connor.
That is class.
Nestled in the top corner. I think Morrison may have got a touch in it, but wasn't able to keep it out.
Look, I have spoke so highly of O'Connor, and he's looked really sharp. The front three, in fact, for Larne have looked sharp, and that just typifies for me the forward players for Larne in the first half. Beautiful touch.
You will obviously highlight the strike. Should the goalkeeper do better?
I don't know. I'll need to see it again. There's pace. What he does so well is, what I love, he shifted the ball straight, and that's where you get your whip. I mean, if that's a technique by itself. You've got to shift the ball straight, keep your body rounded. That's a great finish, Thomas. Oh, I appreciate that.
Apologies for Tiernan O'Connor for not crediting him with the strike.
He looked really good
initially, but it was brilliant from the arrival in January, as Casey then tries to kickstart something from a Cliftonville point of view. Randall to Graham. O'Connor playing it back to the experienced midfielder, and a better ball there, and Bent could have been it.
I have to agree with Bent there. I think Randall needs to go long there and needs to play the space.
Lavery looking for falls. Foul was initially on Gallagher.
Yeah, I don't think you can ask too much more of the goalkeeper. I'm sure every goalkeeping coach in the world right now who's watching will be criticising you, Thomas. What a finish.
Brilliant time to score for the visitors. After a difficult 24 hours for everyone involved. Jim Matilton's side go behind.
I think Larne have slightly been a better team, if I'm honest. I think they've looked better in possession, they've looked more connected. You know, I feel sorry for Jim Cliftonville. He seems to lose his best players every year. You know, they've lost Shea Kearney this year, last year. They lost Ronan Hale. They lost Ben Wilson previously. So it's just a case of...
It's been quite the turnover at the club,
yeah,
personnel-wise. Pepper tussling with Gallagher. Throw-in goes away of Larne, and there's going to be another yellow, I think, this time for Pepper, who wasn't happy with that decision. Fourth player into the referee's notebook. A lot of clubs looked at Tiernan O'Connor when he eventually made the switch to Larne. Given the impact that he made in the championship for Harne de Wolf Wilders, that transition has been pretty seamless for him into the top tier. And it looks like his goal is going to give Larne the advantage of the break here.
He just looks, you know, he profiles as a centre forward. He looks dangerous. You know, he's using his head, he's coming short, and he needs to use his body. You know, he's making good runs. He just looks, you know, enthusiastic.
Not expected of him this season in the absence of Andy Ryan, who's out through injury.
You know, you watch there, even his movement, you know, from a throw-in, his understanding of the game. You know, his double movements, get on the ball. It's good to watch. And positionally, you know, out of possession, he's dropping wide. He's doing a shift for the team, and I think he's deserved that goal.
Well, not to make excuses, but the movement of Lusty and O'Connor and Bent as well has been very impressive.
It's a great pass from Pepper. Didn't know he had that in the locker. I've played with Connor for a long time, and that was...
Well, he's edging towards 200 Irish League appearances now, and the one statistic that he will not want repeated is that he's yet to find the net.
Well, that was Odegaard. That was like Odegaard-ish, that round the corner pass.
Randall. You're referring to a current Arsenal player. Randall, of course, a former Arsenal player. Came through to Emirates. Played a handful of games for the first team. Fan favourite now at Larne. He's been there for a number of seasons now. At 35, there is the half-time whistle. And it's the visitors who lead at the break. Thanks to that man, Tiernan O'Connor, all smiles, and why not? Gary Haven, the interim boss, will be really pleased with the scoreline. After the opening 45 minutes, Jim Magilton and his players less so.
Surely we'll have to see this again.
He's got the number 10 jersey on, and O'Connor with this finish is certainly a 10 out of 10.
Beautiful combination. Pace the pass in, a little touch. Watch how he shifts it. Look, shift, side, bang. It's beautiful. He knows exactly what he's doing once the ball lands at his feet. Shift, bang. Oh.
Simpson's flick in the build-up.
I could watch that all night.
Picked out O'Connor, who still had so much to do. Apologies for any language picked up by our microphones as Gary Haven makes his way into the dressing room. Half-time here at Solitude. It is Cliftonville 0, Larne 1. scores in the other games. Crusaders 2-1 up against Bangor. Cushney with the early finish for the side who clinched the championship last season before a double from Bryden. Bangor have also missed a penalty in that game. Half-time here, obviously 1-0 thanks to that Tiernan O'Connor goal for Larne. Glacken and McManus have scored for Coleraine in the opening 45 minutes against last year's Irish Cup winners Dungannon Swifts. Jordan Stewart's goal separates Glentoran and Glenavon, and it is scoreless between Portadown and Ballymena United. Back here to Solitude, Andy Woodworth alongside me, and no doubting the standout moment in that first half. Brilliant finish from Tiernan O'Connor, but how will the home side be feeling in that dressing room?
I would imagine there's been an honest conversation. I don't think Cliftonville have played particularly well. I don't think they've been really bad, but I think they know that Larne have been the better side. I'd imagine Jim has pointed out in possession they need to be better. They need to be more less careless in possession of the ball, and take care of the ball. Doesn't have to go forward in every single occasion. And then I think out of possession, Jim will want the team to be connected more and apply pressure higher up the park.
We're seeing Joe Gormley in shot right now. How much onus is it himself and Falls to try and get higher up the pitch? Falls had a couple of half chances, had that really good opportunity early on, but Ferguson hasn't had a massive amount to do.
No, but I think when they have had the ball, like they've looked lively enough, but I feel sorry for them. You know, I don't think there's been great quality into them. I think, you know, there's too many times Cliftonville's back three have decided to go long, where they could probably just stand on the ball and allow Larne to come in and then they can play around. I just think they just haven't looked like a Cliftonville side usually looks. They're comfortable on the ball and want to play through the third. So, and
there have been a couple of little glimpses, in particular that last Falls opportunity when Glenn and Gormley got involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you've seen you know, even Pepper playing forward and they get the ball wide and they get, you know, sort of better balls into their front players where it gets their feet, then you can see a little bit of combination play between Falls and Gormley. But for that to happen, like, you need your midfield to get a foothold in the game, and you need your back three to actually give you the ball. If I'm being ultra critical, I find times Cliftonville's midfield have went too deep for the ball and maybe taking the ball off Cliftonville's back three instead of just playing higher up in between the lines and letting them, you know, the back three play in the Cliftonville's midfield. So, look, I would imagine with a home crowd, they'll want to get the home crowd on side here and liven up the game, even a tackle, something. The game's certainly not lost.
And given everything that's happened over the last 24 hours with Larne, I'm impressed of you being with their display in that moment of brilliance from O'Connor.
Yeah, look, I think obviously I don't know what to expect from Larne tonight. I think they've been really impressive. The front three look organised, they look free, and I just love how they're sort of organised in the sense where, you know, they're pressing the back four out of possession, and then when they get in possession of the ball, they seem to have an idea of how they want to play. So really, really impressed. And what O'Connor showed us tonight, they've certainly got a man there who can win games of football for them. And it's a nice balance of, you know, a couple of young players in there as well.
No changes at the break for either side. Glenn looking to run at Cosgrove. Gets his cross in, easily gathered to by Ferguson, who was called into the action in the opening 15 seconds of the game. Falls with an effort after a mistake from Randall and around the middle of the pitch. There's confirmation of the two lineups at the bottom of your screen. 4 changes again for Cliftonville after the draw against Coleraine here on Saturday. Larne weren't in action. We lost the opening day of the season to Coleraine. Joel Cooper with that late winner in that counter. We're then given the weekend off after their European exploits and a long journey back from the Azores. Gormley finds a captain here. Lavery. Back to Casey, first time ball in, not dealt with by Randall. And hook clear by Lustig. But a ball for the goalkeeper to deal with. He just about manages to. I don't think he thanks Sean Leppard for that one, but Morrison gets it away with Bent closing down. Fapatu shifts it out towards Lavery. Can Cliftonville find an equaliser in the opening minutes of the second half? They've got themselves a corner kick anyway.
Much better. Even with the direct ball there, they're getting bodies round Cliftonville to try and pick up seconds, and then being a little bit more composed when they have the ball in midfield, trying to find wide areas, forward runs, and got themselves a corner. Much better start. Oh, good ball.
Gathered by Ferguson now. Leppard was a target, and straight away Ferguson fires it upfield, looking for Graham. Difficult one for Fapatu to deal with Graham in behind. Cliftonville felt there was a foul there. Still Graham. Fine stop from Morrison.
Big save. Big save. When I seen Pepper backpedaling there, I thought to myself, danger. He can't head this ball backwards. Whatever he does, do not head the ball backwards. Oh, is that a penalty, is it? Is that a handball?
Well, if no foul is given, it does appear to strike the arm of Fapatu. He does look like being in the box. I don't think there have been any appeals from a Larne point of view, but
it's a big save.
Certainly living dangerously in the early stages this second half.
Just shows you again, Rowan Ferguson, quick distribution, right on the money. Such an asset for Larne.
McMaster, I think, is going to have a word with O'Connor, who's right on top of the goalkeeper. Graham had that effort a moment ago. Plays it in. Cliftonville, of course, will feel that Fapatu was being fouled by Graham. And it shouldn't have stood anyway, but the referee didn't signal a foul, and nothing comes from the resulting corner kick. You can see Gary Hervin beneath us with his arm up. He's certainly appealing, saying he felt it should have been a penalty kick. Does he have a case, Andy?
I thought so, but you're right, I didn't pay too much attention to maybe the foul on Fapatu, but it looked like his arm is in a place it shouldn't have been. Yeah, it's outside the box, actually. It's a handball outside the box. Maybe the referees played the advantage because Graham's burned down a goal, but yeah, that's it. It's unnatural position. Is that the correct terminology?
Well, it was a penalty last night in the Premier League that was being consistently debated. One wasn't given here a moment ago as Lavery tried to get Ryan Simpson, but it was rather ambitious from the teenager.
Yeah, I think Jim's frustrated again with Rory Hale. What a great turn, great touch, picks up a great position. I don't think he needs to play that ball long. I think he can play it short pass, and take care of the ball through the pitch.
Jim Mitchell, arms folded.
Cliftonville look at their press right better now, like with pushing the Lavery higher up now to nearly act like a midfielder the way Larne are doing, out of possession.
Pepper to Gormley. Works out nicely for Hale. Gormley takes a deflection. One apiece. And it's Joe Gormley. Hasn't had a sniff this evening. First opportunity. And Cliftonville are level. We've said it on countless occasions. He just needs a chance.
Patron saint of solitude.
That's what the banner says over the far side.
How many times has he done it over the years? Just, gets Cliftonville out of trouble.
Was there deflection here? Hale involved.
That's a great finish. That's instinctive. That is a great finish. Knee over the ball. Bang. Yeah, deflection, but take nothing away from it. That's instinctive from a centre forward who has done this over the years.
Only one thing on his mind. Joe Gormley, his 4th career goal against Larne.
Look, it all comes from Cliftonville being slightly more aggressive, forward thinking from the press. You know, Casey, who's right centre half, becomes a right back. Yeah, there it is, the patron saint of Solitude. What a flag, what a picture.
The Pitt record goal scorer here at the club. Over 500 appearances. Top scorer, of course, last season. Joint top scorer in the league. Here he is involved again. Feels he can certainly still do the job at the highest level here in the Irish League. He's just showing why. Bent.
You got to give credit to Jim Magilton for that subtle tactical change, because out of possession, Casey, as I was saying, he was a right centre half, becomes a right back, which then subsequently pushes Lavery higher up the pitch.
Well read by Casey. Gormley. Hale. Falls for Gormley. Another chance and goal. This time is blocked down. Right on cue. Casey was making the point.
Yeah.
So much better from Cliftonville. So much more purposeful.
And Hale seems to have come alive as well. He's now in the game.
Taking up that familiar position, Rory Hale.
Oh, it's wrapped in. Beautiful.
Falls. Tries to link up with Gormley, who didn't gamble that time. It's amazing what a goal can do for confidence.
It's a good game.
Leopard finds Randall. Free kick, Larne. They can try and settle themselves a little bit, having been bombarded by Cliftonville in the last couple of minutes. Bent. Still Bent. Good strength from him. Didn't have anyone behind. He was trying to tee it up for Simpson.
Don't think Simpson's in the same wavelength. I'd imagine if that was on Bent's right side, he's pulling the trigger.
Everything going through Rory Hale. Micheál Glynn's been a really good run this near side. Ricochets off the arm of the defender. I think there's going to be free kick. It looked like the referee was actually going towards his notebook. I don't think he's going to show a card this time. Benji McGee, it looks like, about to come on for the visitors.
Cliftonville have certainly got the home side onside. And maybe that might have been, you know, something Jim had said, give the fans something to cheer about. They need something.
It's something he actually referenced at the weekend. He said, we're going to need the fans in a game like this after that battling draw against Coleraine. Really difficult start to the season for Cliftonville when you take into account they also play Linfield. Rory Hale trying to take it quickly. It doesn't work out as he played the pass to Gormley right in the edge of the box.
Davey Healy used to say it so many times over the years, give the fans something, just get them on their side. Could be a tackle, could be a run, could be a goal, something to get them on side. Just creates a completely different atmosphere.
Hale, oh, parried. Who's going to get there first? The defender just about. Driven goalwards by Hale. Batted away by Ferguson. And then it was a case of who could get their toe to it. Credit to Redling.
Was there a gap in the wall? I didn't see, Thomas. Was there?
I think it was possibly even after the fact they played the short one initially. Rory Hale was trying to trick them with a second. His corner kick. Headed goalwards. Is that crossed the line? Cliftonville feel it has. Referee said there was a clash of heads in there and is called across. The medical teams are actually 3 players down.
Can't keep up.
Randall still receiving attention. The 2 Cliftonville players up on their feet. I'm not sure if it would have counted as McGee prepares to come on. Here's the corner kick from Hale. It may have actually come off of O'Connor. There were 2 players in that area.
No.
And it clearly doesn't cross the line. It's hooked clear by Cosgrove.
The game certainly came into life. It's been a tremendous second half.
Here comes Benji McGee. A few last-minute instructions from Gary Haverin.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is
It's going to be Randall actually is coming off. I'm not sure if that was enforced after that incident a moment ago, where else it was planned. McGee was already up and ready to come on before that incident.
Ben trips, just he'll drop deeper in the midfield.
So on comes Benji McGee. Tricky first season for him, having made that high-profile switch from Loughgall to Larne.
They've certainly pace, energy and power, you know, across the front line. Benji McGee adds to that. Willing runners.
Taken down by Casey. Cliftonville now starting to find gaps as they work it from back to front.
Great centre forward play from Joe Gormley. Runs away for the defender, back short, makes the ball stick. It's fantastic play.
Now continues his run into the middle. 3 Cliftonville players in there. Heels also lurking. Micheál Glynn felt he was fouled in the edge of the box, saying that free kick is given against Cliftonville, as Fapatu is adjudged to have fouled Chris Gallagher in there. Approaching the hour mark at Solitude. Here's another look at it. It's Lusty and Glynn initially. And across comes
Don't think there's much in it.
Fapatu. Level at 1 apiece. Apologies for any language picked up by our microphones.
That could be a recurrent theme the rest of the night, Thomas.
Nice running high. And Solitude. Falls. Pepper wants it up ahead. Well read by Cosgrove. Split the difference between the 2 players. Cliftonville hit the woodwork on 3 occasions at Bangor. They've done the same here in the second half against Larne.
You know, much better from Casey, right hand side of Cliftonville's back 3, stepping into the game, stepping away from the centre forwards, creating an angle for the wing back.
Ridley clears it. And right now it's Larne in danger of being too deep as Bent makes a challenge. Pepper to Fapatu. Cliftonville have certainly found their rhythm. Here's Leopard. Heel. Glynn. Cosgrove flows down by Fall.
Cliftonville look like themselves again.
So much has to do with the usual suspects, Gormley and Hale.
Yeah.
They've been central to everything good in the second half.
Yeah, and they prefer the back 3, look a little bit more composed. They step into the game at the right time. They hold on to the ball at the right time. It just makes so much difference.
Pepper uses his strength. Lusty back helping out, and here's McGee who picks out Cosgrove. Larne trying to find that shape again. Bent deep in his own half. McGee. Space for him to run into. Cosgrove demanding it in this near side. McGee. Cosgrove on the overlap once more. And Cliftonville can't deny the corner kick. All about the desire of Cosgrove to pin Glynn back, and it's another set piece for Larne on this near side as Graham comes across to take. past the hour mark at Solitude. There's O'Connor, not for the first time, right on top of Morrison, the goalkeeper. Graham's ball in. Morrison collects, and straight away, all about looking for Hale.
Yeah, good goalkeeping.
Glenn. Hale. Starting to control this game. So often the orchestrate. Casey powering forward from the back. Pays for a handball as Lavery plays it in. Pepper. Larne felt that was a free kick for the challenge from Pepper. Throw in for the home side. How do Larne do with Hale?
They've got to just trust their unit, stay a little bit more compact out of possession. I mean, I think Cliftonville are not. Cliftonville's midfield are playing off lines, which makes so much difference. Oh,
Casey, just wide. They can certainly hit them more in Casey.
Which makes so much difference, and it's like what we spoke about Cliftonville in the first half. Whenever Larne's front players aren't active in the game, they need to step on top of Cliftonville's midfield to ensure the ball goes back around through Cliftonville's defence and doesn't go into the likes of Hale and Fapatu, because when they're picking the ball up, they're playing forward, and Cliftonville are looking dangerous.
Gordon and Barr on. Lavery and Pepper make way.
Yeah, just fresh legs, energy. It's wise. Really like Connor Barr. He's athletic. Fantastic engine.
Played over a dozen games for Ballymena United last season on loan from Derry City. He's here at Solitude all season. Started that opener against Bangor. Brought in for the final half hour here with Cliftonville in the ascendancy, but level in the game. Here's Bent. Central figure for Larne. Graham. McGee lurking just outside the penalty area. Send us back towards Simpson. Had a huge part in the Larne goal in that opening 45 minutes. Bent. Tried to disguise the pass towards Simpson, who's done very well to win it back. Graham's making the run, not for the first time. But Casey read it well. Given away cheaply. Bent! Oh, just wide.
Yeah, it's a straight ball. Sideways pass. Room 101 stuff.
Bent had only one thing on his mind there. How impressed have you been with him?
Yeah, he's even been flexible in his positional play. You know, he's playing deeper now. One thing I'll give him, I think he'll suit this league. He's a powerful boy. He's direct. He seems honest. I've really enjoyed this game. Don't think I've enjoyed an Irish League game as much in a long time. I think it's had everything. You know, there's been a lot of aspects of quality. Both players seem really committed. You know, they haven't bored us to death with passing. They've got forward early, but we've also seen, you know, good build-up play too. Look at that. I love that. You know, it's a great pass, great possession from Rory Hale.
Hale looks for Glenn. A little nudge from Cosgrove, enough to put Glenn off, but it's won back by Hale. Tries to shift into the middle quickly. Gormley can't quite make contact.
That was brilliant. We didn't see Rory Hale doing this in the first half. You know, picking up in pockets, forward passes, aggression once he loses the ball.
Gallagher waits for Cosgrove. Deep cross from him. It's going to be dealt with by Barr. Falls finds Casey. Fapatu.
Oh, nice.
Barr didn't think the pass was going to make it as far as him. Now it's picked up by Bent. Cross comes Shea Gordon, former Larne player, of course.
Oh, it's great touch. Great touch. I could watch O'Connor all night.
Simpson. O'Connor's kept going. McGee gets through the first player, but can't find a way past Keeney. You mentioned the passing. It's not just holding on to possession. It's purposeful passing, if you like. Something that you felt up until half-time Cliftonville maybe weren't perhaps doing. It was more of a hit and hope or a long ball. It's been very different since the break.
Yeah, the only thing that I can probably think of is the fact that Cliftonville have went 2 centre forwards, which means, you know, subconsciously you have to throw the ball up at every occasion. But second half to be much more controlled. There's been an idea. They've stepped in and broken lines when they've needed to, but also, which is key to, you know, particularly in the back three, is they hold on to the ball, wait for a Larne pressure, and then pop it out at the right time. And the Cliftonville just seem to do that much better. And then when they give the ball away, they're counter pressing straight away, aggression. You've seen Rory Hill, and it just makes so much difference. They looked lethargic in the first half. They looked lethargic, which, look, it's totally understandable. Second game of the season, but I'm sure Jim has sort of said, look, we're at home, solitude crowd, unacceptable energy.
George Key coming on in place of Matty Lustig. 22-year-old Key, third appearance for the club. Both of the previous 2 appearances have been off the bench. It's actually at Chesterfield with Tiernan O'Connor as a youngster. Another technically good player. Lustig makes way. $20 minutes to go. Glenn. Press comes from Larne. Good pass though. Defined falls. Gormley wants it up ahead. Instead it's going to fall for Barr. 2 Cliftonville players in the middle. Barr decides to go for a par. So a play for a goal kick.
It was a nice pick by Connor. Connor falls, you know, centre forwards. You usually know what centre forwards want. They just try to drop it in between the centre half and the left back.
The 21-year-old from Cookstown. Hoping to make an impact for Cliftonville this season. Handed the number 10 jersey by Jim Magill after joining the club in the summer. Hasn't been afraid to say he would like to bring another few players in, but then every manager in the league wants to do that. Time ticking down the transfer window, of course. Gormley's caught. Bent. He's going to be given a yellow card. I think the referee's going through the different fouls throughout the evening. You can hear the message from the Cliftonville bench to stay central for those 3 centre halves, 3 imposing centre halves in Leopard, Keeney and Casey. Free kick is in a reasonably central position, so Cliftonville might try and change the angle. Clipped in by Heel. Skids off the head of Fapatu. Could fall for Gormley. Tries to cut back onto his left foot. Referee says the defender got the ball.
I'm so surprised Joe Gormley hasn't hit that first time.
Took that extra touch.
And it's Joe Gormley territory. I'm so surprised he hasn't hit it first time.
Had support as well from Falls. We'll try and look back at it in a moment, but the action continues. Here might have a go. Oh, good save from Ferguson, especially with them Falls bearing down on him. Decided not to try and catch it. It's
any work will do for Larne at this minute in time.
Well, the tempo that the game's been played at is electric. Here's Barr. You mentioned supporters, they're certainly getting behind Jimmy Chilton's side now. Feel there's a second for Cliftonville coming. Larne, no. Standing firm. And involved once more. Fapatu in the receiving end of the initial challenge. This is the incident a moment ago. Gormley cuts onto his left foot, and
he has a case.
was right on top of it.
He certainly has a case.
Did he get it right?
It would be soft, but he certainly has a case. I know you're going to say splinters, but there's contact. It's just whether or not we interpret that enough contact for a penalty these days.
Maybe get another look at it when we get a chance, but could be a chance now for Larne. Key, Bent, O'Connor.
Sideways pass deep, I hate them. They make me really nervous, and every time Cliftonville have done it, they've put Larne in.
Both sides have been guilty of that this evening.
Yeah, just play off the lane. Just doesn't have to be straight. It can go back.
I think the biggest surprise is there only been 2 goals. Referee is going to give a free kick, but then decides to play advantage to Larne. Cosgrove inside to Key, who's looked bright since coming off the bench. Back to Cosgrove, 2 or 3 in the middle. O'Connor's one of them. Flick clear by Barr. They've absorbed so much pressure. It's given away this time by Gallagher, very unlike him.
Straight sideways pass.
Gormley wants it over the right-hand side. Brilliant challenge though from Nolan. Doesn't just win the ball, but also emerges with it. Larne have a free kick. Good second half, isn't it? Good game.
It's been a great game. You can't complain with what we're seeing tonight. I think it's everything that I feel personally is good about our local game. It's there's commitment, there's quality. We've got good players in this league, and there's high energy in the ground.
Here's Cosgrove. It's another risky pass. It's cut out by Fapatu. Fresh legs of Gordon off the bench. Cross the bar. Heel Gormley and falls on the middle. Glenn supporting as well. Might actually make its way towards Glenn. Looking for Gormley in the edge of the 6-yard box. Cut out by Ridley. Good touch by McGee to get past Glenn. Still in possession, waiting for support. Here's Bent to O'Connor. His moment of brilliance lighting up that first half and giving Larne the lead. It's a good ball in. Didn't look the most conventional way for Leopard to clear, but he managed to get just enough on it. It fell nicely for the goalkeeper. Double switch coming up for Cliftonville now, and they're 2 attacking switches. Ryan Curran, Eric McWoods about to be thrown in for the last quarter an hour of this game. Keeney. Casey. Spotted the space that Glenn has been in. Cleaned up by Benji McGee.
Try to switch the play from too far across. I think if you want to switch the play, it needs to be the middle centre back.
Keeney finds Falls. Keeney's actually made his way into the opposition penalty area. Even the centre halves looking to get forward now. Glenn wants it. Just 2 at the back for Cliftonville. Have to be careful not to give it away here. Barr takes on Graham. Super challenge from the left side defender. Some good tussles out there. Here come the switches. Gormley for Curran.
Good night's work for Joe Gormley.
So the front two come off. With Falls replaced by McWoods. There's certain attacking changes.
Yeah, probably taking into consideration the game of the weekend, and it's important to keep players fresh, particularly at this stage of the season, not fully match fit. Just fresh minds, fresh legs.
Linfield to come at the weekend for Jim Magilton's side. Larne in action against Portadown on Friday night. Long way to go before that, though. Here's Key to McGee. Only one thing in his mind. Goes down. Penalty. Referee had to think about it. Cliftonville furious. It's a red card as well.
The referee must have seen something, because double jeopardy rule comes in here.
Cliftonville are down to 10, and they've got to face a spot kick. It looked as if McGee was going to hit it first time.
Yeah.
Decided to take that touch, and as a referee got it right.
I don't know. My initial thought was penalty. I'm not sure. It's a double jeopardy bit. What's the rule? Like, I mean, if there's an honest attempt to get the ball, there can't be a double punishment. It didn't look like there wasn't an honest attempt. It looks like if anything, he's maybe just caught him late. He's just. But
do you feel there was sufficient contact there to warrant a penalty kick as Glynn makes his way off the pitch? We'll look back at it again after the penalty kick. Cliftonville are furious at the decision.
Look, you suppose you'd say Benjamin, he's not going to go down. He's burned down a goal. Given the benefit of the doubt here, but the one thing that does baffle me, it doesn't look like there's a complete ridiculous holding somebody back or just taking somebody down. There looks like a genuine attempt for the ball, even if he does make contact.
Well, McGee won the penalty. McGee misses the penalty. Saved by Morrison.
Yeah, when a kick taker rushes a penalty, it doesn't fill him with confidence. Or when a bench celebrates a penalty, it doesn't fill me with confidence.
Cliftonville down to 10 men. Larne have missed the resulting penalty. Here's a look at the save first. Morrison with the stop. And it stays at 1 apiece. Benjamin McGee won the initial spot kick. Referee McMaster tells Cliftonville to get play back underway. McWoods. Trying to make headway in the far side, wins a corner kick. This is the incident again. Key heavily involved. McGee takes a touch.
Yeah, I don't think it's a red card. I don't think it's intentional, you know.
Do you think it's a penalty?
Yeah, I can see if there's contact, yeah. I can understand. You don't by giving your reaction.
Playing towards the near post.
Could you not have eased me in these games, you know, something?
Well, there's been no easing into this game at all. There was a chance after the first 15 seconds. That's why it's played out since then. Cosgrove not happy with Casey again. The referee has to get right in the middle of the players.
The penalty's still in my head. I'm still not sure.
Well, certainly that's a question being asked by Cliftonville underneath. Is it one of those incidents where if it goes your way, you think it's a certain, if it doesn't go your way and you're the defending team, you feel aggrieved by it?
Yeah, but mine's more the scenario. He's running the pace inside the box. There seems to be contact, but
well, the spot kick was missed. Cliftonville are down to 10.
What a game. What a game. No easing in process then. Just look, he's running at a pace. This situation here as a defender, you have to be very careful. Yeah, if anything, it's not Glenn who makes the initial foul. Look, his leg looks as if he does, but I don't think he makes the initial foul. I think is it Leopard? Yeah.
Leopard's the other player who's running the stride.
I think that's Leopard, and he clips his, clash of knees, which yeah, you could say it's a penalty. But the red card, look, I need to be educated in this, but my understanding was that it needs to be, a deliberate attempt to. I thought there was like an honest attempt to try and, make a tackle or at least stop Benji McGee.
Cosgrove. We've had only 2 goals with plenty of talking points, plenty of goal-scoring opportunities in a game that has been pretty relentless right from the word go. Cosgrove. Just delays things before trying to find McGee. Falls nicely for Bent. Graham. Back to Gallagher. No way past Leopard. O'Connor's drifted across. Cut inside in the first half with such effect. And it's McWoods who's furthest up the pitch. The intended target from Fapatu.
I think in fairness to Ben McMaster, the referee, he's done really well. Like, there hasn't been too much talk of the referee, which is always a good sign. And
he just had that pause before he pointed to the spot.
He did, which convinces me at times that it's a penalty. But for such a fast-moving game and an aggressive start and like loads of incidents, I think he's managed it well. He hasn't upset the flow of the game, but he's kept, the game to the constraints of the law.
Ben Kennedy has broken the deadlock for Ballymena United against Portadown. Just an update on the other scores. Still 2-1 the Crusaders against Bangor. 1 apiece here. 2-0 Coleraine lead against Dungannon Swifts. Jordan Stewart's goal shepherding Glentoran and Glenavon. As Key tries to get inside and finds Barr doing so. Another change. Harry Wilson.
Good
coming
player.
on for the last 5.
Good player to bring on. Keeps the ball well. He's combative, I believe, from his historical injuries. The game, quick succession for the weekend. This game's just come too quick for him.
Fapatu, who's quickly becoming a fan favourite here, makes way. Final roll of the dice from Jim Mitchell. McWood's a target. Ridley gets it away to McGee. Nice tidy turn from him. Good power and pace to get away from his man. Here he is again. Curran back helping on his own defence. Here's Wilson, his first involvement. We're just looking to slow things down. Casey. McWoods. Free kick to Larne. Cosgrove. Cross to Gallagher. Cliftonville defending in numbers. And Morrison can't avoid the corner kick. Gordon was protesting the initial decision, but it is going to be a corner kick, and Graham's come across to take it from the far side. Nolan and Ridley being marked by Casey and Keeney. Bent has found space, who's going to fall for it. McWoods does well, and it's Rory Hale who gets past Simpson. McWoods charging forward, fouled by Simpson. It's going to be brought back for the yellow card. Cliftonville wanted to play advantage with Curran peeling away on this near side, but it's Simpson who drags back McWoods.
Yeah, good play from Rory Hale. It was clever, nice and neat, tidy footwork. He looked in control. And I think at this minute in time, Cliftonville and certainly Jim Magilton will take this free kick, eat up a little bit more time, and also a chance to get his big players, big centre halves into the box.
90 seconds of the 90 minutes remaining. Kobe Moore getting ready to come on. Ridley, the tall, imposing defender, gets it clear. Wilson gave it away, but they managed to recover and put pressure on Bent, even though Larne felt it was a free kick. Whistle does sound for the second challenge. Something's happened just off camera right now. You can see it there. Beneath us again. Referee gets across. I think it's Leopard and Bent coming together. Not the first time the referee has had to separate these two sides. Can't be separated at 1-1. Larne missed a penalty through Benji McGee. Gallagher. Simpson's first time cross. Morrison convincing underneath it.
Yeah, I think too close to the keeper. Larne actually had an overload the other side. If had to come back around through Gallagher and then Bent, particularly with Cliftonville, a less player.
It's a miscued clearance from Morrison. Referee again plays on after Simpson goes down. Four more minutes of play here at Solitude. Simpson looks for O'Connor, the pair that linked up for Larne's goal. Barr didn't want to take any chances. McWoods. Larne's numerical advantage. Giving him an extra player back in defence. Here's Simpson. Key. Is he onside? No. Flags up. Wouldn't have counted anyway.
Ooh.
Moore comes on. I think it's O'Connor over on the far side who's made way the goal scorer on the night. Larne supporters showing their appreciation for the strikers' display. This is the incident a moment ago.
Yeah, it was off. Yeah, he's been impressive, O'Connor, all night. You know, a little bit quieter in the second half, but I think it's just the nature of the game. And credit to Cliftonville, they've been much stronger, give less space away. Certainly stepped into the game more, and probably a game of two halves. Thomas.
Heel does well to win it back initially. Picked up by Barr. Cross comes Bent, who is on a booking, and it's going to be a second yellow for Bent. Both sides now down to 10. Dan Bent sent off.
It's a great play by young Barr. You know, direct. Got his body in, and now it's a great opportunity for Cliftonville.
2 minutes of injury time remaining.
It's a big chance.
And the referee made the point that it was culmination of previous fouls that led to the first yellow. Had no hesitation at all in brandishing a second.
Yeah, I think it's been a really good performance from the referee tonight, and that's why it edges me towards the penalty decision. He's been closest to it. He's seen something. He hasn't got too much wrong tonight. I like the way he's kept the game moving too.
Here.
That's it.
Woods. Flag was up. Must have been an infringement in there in the eyes of the assistant on the far side. The flag was up very early. Cosgrove. McGee. Gallagher. Cosgrove wants it on this near side. Final minute of injury time. Cosgrove. Gallagher finds Ridley.
Oh, great header.
Murd made a really good run through the middle, and Morrison's brave to get there first.
Yeah, good goalkeeping.
Nice knockdown header.
Yeah, it was. On his toes, the keeper. Morrison, and he's been brave there.
2 goals. Plenty of chances, and both sides down to 10. Will that long wait for a league victory over Larne continue for Cliftonville? One apiece on the night. Both sides have to make do with a point. Tiernan O'Connor's first half strike given Larne under Gary Haverin the advantage at the break. Joe Gormley equalised in the second half. McGee missed a penalty. Both sides had players sent off. And it was a game that had just about everything.
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent game of football. Thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, we had the best view of the in the house. I thought both teams were committed. I thought tactically managers were good. You know, brave. I've seen some real good play, some real good players in show tonight, and like I said, it's one of the most enjoyable games I've seen in a long time, and hopefully it's a sign of what's to come for the Irish League this year.
Will either of those two sides go into the dressing room feeling they should be leaving here with 3 points instead?
I think they will. They'll both know that both of these teams will be in around the top end of the table this year. They will. Two totally different circumstances. I mean, Larne will have obviously went into this game a little bit, you know, underprepared, and I think their performance itself was good. They were structured, they were organised. In terms of Cliftonville, I think that you know, after last weekend's result, they'll want to sort of get out of their system, and I think the second half showing tonight will certainly have give Jim Magilton plenty of positives to, you know, reflect on and go through in terms of the post-game analysis. So probably a long way around of answering your question. No, I think they'll look at tonight's game and go, look, that was a positive performance and a fair result.
It's obviously very, very early in the season, but have you seen anything from these two sides that would make you think they'll be in contention come the end of the campaign?
Look, contention for the league title is, they've both leagues certainly got the ingredients, they've got the players, but it's much too early to even talk about. But one thing that did really impress me was the fact that they have good players in this team who can play, but also that they can mix it. You know, the nasty side of the game, where both teams seem streetwise.
And there was plenty of that tonight.
Yeah, there was. Like the players looked after themselves. I mean, you looked at Larne's back four, you know, their particular centre halves, they defended well, they were aggressive when they needed to be. Same with Cliftonville's back three. But also then, when the better players got on the ball, they were good to watch. And they both good firepower, and you know, particularly O'Connor impressed me tonight. I thought he's, you know, he can unlock defences. He picks up good positions at the game, and you've seen the quality of his finish. I mean, this is lovely play, you know.
Just before half time.
Yeah, it's a shift. It's a nice shift. Bang. You know, technique. And he popped up everywhere tonight. You know, he was wide. He was in pockets. He stretched. I love the touch. See when you touch like that, straight, bang.
Larne with the advantage at the break. thanks to that Tiernan O'Connor effort.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Cliftonville responded after the break, up the tempo. The experienced Hale and Gormley central to everything good. Gormley with the finish. A real purple patch for Cliftonville in and around this period.
Lovely finish, straight leg, bang, round the corner from Gormley, and he follows it up, sort of reads the cues really well, follows play. And how many times over the years have you seen him put the ball in that net?
Still as passionate as ever. And Cliftonville were reduced to 10 after that challenge on Benji McGee, Mihal Glynn.
It's clumsy. I just couldn't stand over that and go, that was a penalty. You know, probably if it was in the middle, I would have given it no. But I understand how it could be. But no, I don't think it was a penalty.
Saved by Morrison. And then in injury time, second yellow for Dan Bent.
Yeah, I think by letter of the law he had to go. It was just on a yellow. A couple of intelligent interceptions and an accumulation of little needly fouls. And like I said, you know, I thought the referee was good tonight. That was a great game of football.
Yes, no shortage of action. So Larne and Cliftonville leave Solitude with a point. Final score here at Solitude: Cliftonville 1, Larne 1. Let's look at what's coming up on BBC Sport over the next few days. Massive game on Thursday, of course, live from Tolka Park in Dublin. Shelburne taking on Linfield for the second time in European competition this season. A huge prize on offer for whoever comes out on top of the two-legged contest. The first leg in Dublin in that Europa Conference League playoff, live in the BBC iPlayer from 7:40 on Thursday. On Friday, Derry City will hope to bounce back after their exit of the FAI Cup when they lost on penalties to Drogheda over the weekend. They make the trip to take on Galway United. Match live on BBC Sounds and on BBC Foil, with coverage getting underway at 7:30. As per usual, 2 o'clock start on Saturday for Sports Sound on BBC Sounds and on BBC Radio Ulster. Stay across the BBC Sport website for all the best of the action as well, and the goals as they go in. And Ireland's women's rugby team get their World Cup underway as they take on Japan across BBC on Sunday. Gavin Andrews is on the hot seat for the Radio Ulster coverage. The match is live on BBC 2 television on the iPlayer and of course the BBC Sport app. One game still ongoing in the Sports Direct Premiership. Crusaders with a fantastic away victory, coming from behind to win 3-1 against Bangor. Bryden with a hat-trick for Declan Cadell's side. Obviously the game between Carrick Rangers and Linfield postponed because of Linfield's ongoing European involvement. 1-1 it finished here at Solitude between Cliftonville and Larne. Goals from McManus and Glacken secured 3 points for Coleraine as they maintain their unbeaten start to the season. Glentoran making it 3 wins from 3 themselves. Jenkins and Stewart on the score sheet for Declan Devine's side against Glenavon. And as I say, it is ongoing between, it's just finished actually, I'm hearing in my ear, between Portadown and Ballymena United in that encounter. 2-0 victory for Ballymena United. Goals from Jack O'Reilly and from Ben Kennedy for Jim Irvin's side. There's confirmation of the fixtures taking place this weekend. Larne back in action on Friday night when they welcome Portadown to Inver Park. Glenavon take on Coleraine. Dungannon Swifts against Carrick Rangers. Crusaders, Glentoran and Ballymena United against Bangor in our Saturday 3 o'clock games. Listen to Sports Sound with the best of the action there, and of course the rearranged Sunday fixture. Linfield, because of that European involvement and the game against Shelburne, take on Jim Magilton's Cliftonville at Windsor Park, 3 o'clock on Sunday there. But that's it from Solitude, where it's finished Cliftonville 1, Larne 1, for myself, Andy Waterworth and the rest of the team. Enjoy the rest of your evening.